Connor, first time for me in St Paul's, famous St Paul's of Hull.
Yeah.
But not for you, because this is where it all started for you.
Yeah, I was here from age of 10. I think I was here for about 7 or 8 years, from 10-year-old. But it wasn't like it is now, like.
Oh, but quite posh in it now.
It's very posh now. It's well up to date now. Didn't have these changing rooms and showers and stuff back then. But no, it was good. Yeah, we loved it. Yeah, it was always round.
Is it nice? Do you come back here often?
Yeah, we'll come down and spar some of the amateurs now and again, practice on some drills and trying to speed up and sharpen up with some amateurs and one in, one out. You know, trying to get fast sharp.
That was happening today.
Yeah.
Young kids in there that were all moving around, all some doing half an hour at a time with you.
Yeah.
But they were all in the ring ready.
Yeah.
So it was a hard workout for you in that sense.
And it's good because you're not having that time to adjust to somebody. So when you're in that fight with that one fighter who's come out in the third round and changed his style, or he's gone on the back foot, I'm practicing that now with different kids who are fit and fresh, and it gets me used to being in the ring with somebody that's changing their style of fighting. Right,
well, I've come down here because you're back at the Hull City Hall on July the 2nd.
Yeah.
This time on a Saturday. But before we talk about this fight, we don't know your opponent or anything like that. We've got to go back and just briefly recap on that last fight, because what a cracking fight it was.
Yeah, it was a good fight, like, yeah.
I was just trying to get to you before and speak to you and find out what your headspace was before that fight, because I presume, I don't know, you have to tell me whether I'm right or wrong. Do you think you underestimated him a little bit, because you should have been fighting Michael Ramboleska for the central area, and suddenly he was dropped, and you must have been thinking, and suddenly this kid, because you boxing comfortably for the first 2 rounds, and in the third round caught you with a nice little backhand, got you onto the ropes, and the bell went as he sent an absolute peach of a body shot to you, mate.
Yeah, there was not much I could have done, really. I mean, to be honest, I started to take the knee before I even heard the bell. So if I knew if the bell was a second before, I would have took the knee and I'd probably saved them points. But it was an hard shot, like, and I struggled to recover. It's good job I had that minute to recover from it, really.
Yeah, it was perfect. The bell couldn't come any better then.
Yeah.
But you got back in control of the fight.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't leave you alone. He was on you. He was really coming for the win.
Yeah.
And in the 7th round, he caught you with another sweet body shot.
Exactly the same spot. I think that obviously we trained towards Michael Ramboleska, and it was a different style of fighting to the lad that I fought in the last fight. I'll be honest, I probably did underestimate him. Again, I lost 4 or 5 pounds from him as well, so he was a bit heavier on the night. I'm not making excuses for it. He caught him some good shots.
But it is that expectations of what you were expecting and what you got wasn't there, and you can't do anything about it. Mentally, you're prepared for something, and mentally, you perhaps wasn't prepared for the tough fight. You thought this was just going to be as your previous 10 fights before that, where you basically cruised through every fight that you've been. You thought this was going to be another one of them. But
to be honest, I'm glad it went the way it did, and I'm glad that I didn't get somebody that was just going to be a pushover, because I probably learned more in that fight than I have done any of my fights, and it showed me my vulnerabilities and where I need to get back into the gym and start strengthening my weaknesses, and that's exactly what we've done. So I've gained loads of experience from that fight, and I'm probably a much better fighter now than I was then.
Well, I think it was a fight at a perfect time for you, because you're at your 11-0 now. And realistically, you're 1 or 2 fights away from fighting for those titles. That's why I say that fight should have been for a title. But I think if you get that title shot, which hopefully should be within the next few months, you're going to be better prepared for it.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. So there was things where I've looked back at the fight numerous times, and I've pinpointed and I took little sections of that fight away, and I've just worked on them in the gym, in my spars. I come here today, and I don't try and get the better of spars. I try and work on my weaknesses and where I've gone wrong in the fight.
What you're doing today, wasn't it?
Exactly that.
But do you know something though? That what you've learned from there is something that you can't learn anywhere else but fight night.
Exactly.
And I think you answered a lot of questions that perhaps you might have needed to answer for yourself. Because first of all, you came back from being hurt, and never having a stoppage before prior to that, and suddenly you pull one off.
I think, to be honest, I think I've been unlucky when it comes to stoppages, because I've never really fought my ideal weight, because one, it's opponents, you struggle to get the opponents. So I mean, I've had fights where I fought people at like 10 stone 10, which is like a stone heavier than me. I've been like 13, and I've had to put that weight on to fight someone at like 10, 10, 10, 5. You know, all these different lightweights, super lightweights, welters as journeymen, but they're still big lads. So I'm not going to knock them over as a featherweight fighter. And I think that the more that I come down to my weight, people will start seeing that I can hold a bit of a punch. And I think if I start fighting people at 9 stone, which that's the plan now, I will start getting people over.
Also, he gave you the openings because he came to attack you.
Well, that's it.
He left those openings for you to take advantage of.
And journeyman don't. So I'm glad that we're pushing forward. So if people that are going to give me a bigger test are going to help me hurt them more, because they're opening up, they're the longer rounds. So when you start getting fatigued, you start getting hurt more, and it gives me time. 1 to 4 rounds, 6 rounds. But your opponent's still super fit, he's still tucking up, you've not found no openings because you haven't had time to work out his openings.
So you're looking forward to those 10? Was that was the schedule 8 rounder, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's my first 8,
That was your first 8 rounder?
Yeah.
So obviously the next step is a 10, which is going to be, whether it's eliminated for something or whether it's going to be central area.
I just can't wait for them longer rounds. I feel like I'm a much better fighter and more suited to the later rounds.
Well, we know it's been dropped down to just a 6 rounder on July the 2nd, but a great card because all local boys this time. I just spoke to 3 of the kids from either it's Lewis West, Logan Richardson and Evaldes. Just caught up with them. Your stablemate now, because he wasn't your stablemate, but he is your stablemate now, Sonny Taylor. I'm going to catch up with him. I think we're going to have to do a Zoom call. He got sidelined today, he couldn't make it, but we will catch up with him. But he's on there. His old stablemate, who's now migrated down to Manchester.
Hash, I think he's fighting on Hash.
Hash is on it. And who else? I think it's quite a bad card.
Logan, Louis.
And Lewis Sylvester, who actually warmed everyone up for your fight. Because he had a great fight.
I didn't see it myself, but I heard it was
a great fight with Jordan Nelson. So really, they were spoiled with those last 2 fights. They really got the money's worth, didn't they, mate?
Yeah, it was a good show, a very good show.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward to July the 2nd, let's say a week on Saturday, 2 weeks on Saturday, sorry. And hopefully when I'm down there and filming it, and I'll be speaking to you afterwards and saying, win number 12.
Yeah, hopefully, Fingers crossed.
Connor, you take care, mate.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.